Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Hope you're doing great today. Today we are on Evergreen Estates, also known as JGMX 2016. It's a fun track from MX Sim. This track is made by Slippery Films, and it looks like it released yesterday, so they did their best to replicate the height mapping original to keep it fun for racing and lobbies, and but it does mention that it's a bit of a wide open 250F track. If you want to make it easier, bring a 450. So my silly goose decided to bring a 125 at first, and then that didn't clear anything. And then I brought a YZ250, and that didn't work. So now I'm on the 250SX and a little bit of third person view. Not that great third person, so I apologize for some of the pain you're going to see here, but I'm trying. So this track has some absolute booters and just massive jumps and step ups, as you can see right there. That first jump is fourth gear pinned, and then second one is third gear pinned, and I just messed up with my timing and my body positioning because I'm used to playing in first person. So come down, that jump's easy over jumpable. As you can see, I kind of OJ'd it a little bit. My suspension definitely slammed, you could tell. And this one I messed up a little bit, a little short. Yep. That one is a fourth gear jump. You might be able to get third gear pinned if your gearing's right, but I think I went up one tooth in the rear just for a little bit more acceleration, and I got the full beans going on. This jump is also very easy to OJ going down if you're not careful. And then down here, you want to run like a third gear, let off a little bit, and then you back on the throttle. Try to do a little scrubby dub over there. And you slam on the brakes, bank right, try not to let your frontal wobble brake loose. Go second, back up to third, and up this huge roller uphill. You can go third gear and maybe fourth gear, but you have to hit on the brakes real quick if you want to try to get the inside line. And the outside line is pretty bumpy if you are trying to do the outside line. Nice little side hip jump into a fourth gear wide open, massive booter, and I don't know what even happened there. I was, what? I don't know. Like turned into like a whip / oppo scrub, then a 360 somersault. I don't know what that was. I was baffled. I could never do that in first person, so I don't know what the hell happened. In the third person view. And you come around those corners, and I got a little bit too throttle happy, but wrong body positioning again. So third person again. I'm sorry, rough. But this can be third gear or fourth gear, a nice little roller section. If you're going fast enough, you can turn it into like a giant set of whoops. I did it once. It was pretty good. And here, nice finish line. And there's my ghost. I did happen to run a very quick time with my ghost. Starting the lap off great. These first couple laps a little rough. I'm getting warmed back up again because my NVIDIA Shadow Play did not record my good footage, so I had to go record some more. So I'm a little flustered right now riding. So I'm not locked in and fully focused and attentive like it should be. But this track from Slippery Films is actually really fun. I've never ridden MX Sim, never ridden JGMX Compounds or 2016, any of that. But I do remember JGMX and watching their team race, or maybe it was JGR. One of them. Anyways, this track is absolute banger of a track. It's got fast, big jumps, and it's got some slow technical stuff. And just like right here, it's fast, but it forces you to slow down just a hair. And then you just pick back up, just hauling on the throttle, and slamming on the brakes again. It's got a really good arrangement of technicality to it. Like this uphill right here, it doesn't seem very hard. You don't need a lot of skill, but as soon as you get up here, there's those weird outside bumps that can definitely throw you over that outside berm if you are not careful. And you come down here, and you have to let off on this jump. I think that's what the warning signs are for. It's like, hey, this is a check up sign. Don't go balls out and go sending it to the moon because you will OJ and you'll crash. But we're back on this kind of super S turn corner. I asked too much of the front tire, so I just washed the front end. That little inside rut, I feel like the rut that is preformed is actually maybe a little slipperier than the rest of the track. What Slippery Films tried to do was to just try to add enough traction, but not be over traction, and make it flowy and grippy essentially. And I just messed up on the finish line jump. Sorry, Mary. Uh, and I think he did a great job, or she. I'm not sure who Slippery Films is, but they did a great job at getting the traction just right. It's not too little, and it's not a lot. You can ride with confidence on this track. You can try to ask it for more than what you think it should probably handle, and it might take it depending on your bike setup. But mostly, a lot of these corners and jumps, I could push it harder than I could on any other track that I've ridden. Outside the ones that have this weird braking bumps in them, you can push it really hard, and it will hold you very well. This track is definitely a track that is very grind worthy, I would say. It's up there with, I would say, kind of Unadilla-ish Kell style, with not necessarily the track layout, but the bumps, the ruts. It's technical, but it's fast and it's flowy. It's one of those just all-around fun tracks that takes about 2 minutes to get around. Now, what I was mentioning earlier about the dirt bikes, I wanted to try I tried the Husky 125, and I tried that first jump right after finish line. In fourth gear, I could not clear it. I don't think there's enough room to get the run to fifth gear for that jump. This one, yeah, you can probably do it. You can probably clear this one, but you're gonna land short right there, and not where this KTM's landing. When it comes to the YZ250, it definitely has power, but it doesn't have the get up and go like this KTM does. So if you're a little more skilled than the average rider, which I probably fall into the category, or maybe above average rider, you can probably get a YZ250 to run on this track and do well. I just had issues clearing a lot of the bigger jumps and making sure I was confident with the bike and pushing it to its limit, whereas this baby, as long as your body positioning is correct and you're not looping out like I just did, you will clear almost anything. And a higher skilled rider will completely clear that one jump. And that's the one jump that is coming up. You jump over that sign that's got that little side kicker, nice whip scrub jump, and you just haul button fourth, maybe fifth gear if you get into it, and you just absolutely fly over it right down in the corner. I had a blast riding this track. I highly recommend you guys get it, even if you haven't played MX Sim, and if you did play MX Sim and you enjoyed this track, go download this baby, go reminisce in the joys you had in it, and just enjoy your time. So something weird just happened. My power went out, and thankfully it didn't go out that long, because my computer did not completely shut down. It just like flashed, so I don't have to re-record any of this. Thank goodness. That would have not been cool at all. So that one, again, I was a little bit cautious on it. I didn't want to OJ it, so I really like that jump right there, where you just slow down and then you just gas it and you throw a nice little scrubby whip over it, and then it's a nice little booter. It's not big, it's not small, but it's got that nice lip on it. You can throw some nice whips and scrubs on it. And this one is a little technical, Paboso moments. Going uphill with the bumps can really cause slow physics to kick in sometimes if you're not careful. So that's the only thing you have to worry about on this track, is those two uphill corners with the bumps. And this is the one. Absolutely, you probably land right there if you were faster, or on a 450. 450s would just probably dominate the crap out of this track and just shred it like nobody's business. Fortunately, I didn't try 450, but I thought about it. If this bike didn't do it, 450 was on my list. Probably the Oyami. Could have busted out Zuki or Honda too. I'm not really sure. Not too familiar with those bikes. But 450 would absolutely shred this track. So I was on a nice lap there. I messed up I was on a 210 maybe. And this one, let's go. Let's lock in. Let's get one good lap in and try to see if I can try to refocus, lock in, and just kind of show how fast you might be able to go on this track. Because my Ghost is ripping. I set that lap when I was recording earlier. And it was good. It was a good lap. In other news, this weekend is another Supercross race. Cooper Webb. Be cooping. You be dogging. That old Coop dog. Be dogging and fighting. The dog's coming out. Jet Lawrence, he's got to do something. Jet's got to do something if he wants to win this championship. He has to avoid those dumb mistakes. I mean, granted, it is his first year with the big boys, and he has never ridden against any of them. So he's also learning the field. He's learning all the vets that they raced together. They raced against as kids. You know, Jason Anderson, Barsha, Cooper Webb, Tomac, all those guys raced against each other as kids. And Jet, Hunter, they're at a disadvantage. They never raced them as kids. They don't know what they ride like. They don't know exactly how to ride the Supercross here perfectly. If they're in front, they know how to ride. But, you know, what happened 2 weeks ago, 2 races ago with Jet, where Bam Bam T-boned him? That is an example of something you do not do when you're mid-pack, first lap of the race. That's just the lack of knowledge of how to race a Supercross track against other pro 450 riders. And using your heads-up riding and knowing where people are around you. That was a big boo-boo by Jet. But, guys, I hope Jet brings it together. I hope ET brings his beast mode back. I hope Hunter does Hunter stuff and just tries to get podium again. He's a good rider. Great rider. So, ran a 208. I think my Ghost was a 203. Ghost be ghosting and leave me in the dust. Anyways, guys, hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the race tomorrow. And as always, keep on riding. This lap was going good. It started so good. I got past my Ghost. I was feeling it. Man. Look at this. 2 seconds up on my last lap almost. Which when the Ghost is probably right on my butt. And, you know, sometimes things happen. Little shake over the berm. Alright, later.